Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? So first of all, I apologize for the delay. And I believe I was told that first year, second year and third year, all students are here. And therefore, the selection of topic, that was intersection of criminal law, because what interests first year, because I believe because IP University syllabus is there, so first year students don't have much of so they don't have the criminal law per se, but second year and third year they must have studied criminal law and criminal law as in substantive law and procedural law both. So I hope sixth semester students must be studying the BNSS part 2 and second year students must be studying the BNS part 2. Am I correct? Okay, and first year students, they are not having any exposure of criminal law, but as one of very senior professor, he said once we were there in meeting that there is no law except criminal law in society which actually impacts society like that. So, and the same I tell my students also that whichever area you practice in IPR or ADR or international commercial law, corporate law, whatever law you practice, but if the neighborhood friend or your relative is in problem and then he asks you that how FIR is lodged or what should I do next, I am stuck up here and there, and if you say to him that no, I am a corporate lawyer or I am an IPR lawyer, he will not believe you. He will actually presume as if you are not a lawyer at all, because being a lawyer actually there are not because that I teach criminal law or I am a student of criminal law that I am saying this, but you would agree with me that the backbone of entire law course, there are varied organs, but the backbone of the entire law course is for practice purpose in trial courts or in the even till the high court is law of evidence, civil procedure code, criminal procedure code as in now BNSS and BNS. I'm not saying the family law and all that are not relevant and all that, but backbone, they are different organs. Every organ is vital, but then these are very important facets of the working of the society as well. So for any law student to be well fluent with the basics of criminal law is most important. You must have seen a series Mamla Legal Hai. So that is the beautiful depiction of what a lawyer exactly, a very hilarious one. I'll not go into that. So why I am saying this, because to generate a bit of because you have waited for approximately half an hour, and I apologize for that. So to make you make you feel that yes, it was worth it, I'm just telling that maybe I will brush up some of your concepts in a new way, those who are in third year or in second year, and those who are in first year, maybe I'll contribute to paving a way for understanding the law in a different manner. So intersection, as the name, the topic suggests intersections. So intersections, we all are clear that what do we mean by intersection? Anyone? What is intersection? Meeting point, where there is an overlapping, there are meeting points, there are different, there can be varied form of intersections when you, but then yes, wherever is the meeting point or overlapping area of criminal law and constitutional law. Now why this topic? See, please understand one thing, as we all know, because all of you must have studied for CLAT and must have studied the civics, as in EVS or civics, whatever the subject is, the constitution in your initial school days, as in when you were in advanced classes in your, let us say 9, 10th and 11, 12, those who are from humanities, must have studied the basics of constitutional law. Okay, so constitution as the law of the land, it is sanctum sanctorum. Any law existing in whichever area has to pass the validity test, those who are already laid down in constitution. And what is the relationship of criminal law and constitutional law? How are they connected? Because it is generally said that if you want to see criminal law of any country, okay, see the constitution of that country. So why is it generally said? Criminal law and constitutional law. See, if I am a criminal law student, I cannot afford not knowing the constitution. Why is it so? Can anyone tell me? Any guesses? Any guesses? You can just move the, anyone can raise the hand. How they are related? Are they related? Yes or no? So how are they related? Any one or two pointers? Yes. First of all, let us understand what is the difference between crime and offense. Which one is the wider one? Crime is wider, offense is narrower concept. I'll say otherwise. Offense is wider. Offense includes civil offenses also and criminal offenses also. Civil offenses for which the civil proceedings as well as criminal proceedings can be filed simultaneously, one not being bar on another. So, offense and the definition that you find in BNS and earlier IPC was of offense, not of crime. You will not find definition of crime anywhere. Anywhere crime. Until date, it is impossible to define crime. It is impossible. Why? Why is it so? Why it is impossible to define crime? No one has given ever a perfect definition of crime. Why? Because the reason is, maybe you are a bit hesitant or I don't know why, maybe there is a fear of going wrong, but please understand, even if you go wrong or you are not giving a right answer, still that is a better way of learning. So at least respond. Okay, let me not come here just because I'm here and I'll speak to you. So let it not be that. So you just respond. Okay, I'll ask more questions. I'll try to interact with you more. So समझ में आ रहा है ना जो मैं बोल रही हूँ, वो तो समझ में आ रहा है ना? Okay. So crime. Why it is impossible to define crime? Because please understand the definition of crime in itself is very, we understand very theories of criminalization wherein we understand that which acts the sovereign term as crime, as in or make it as a crime. Again, there are varied theories regarding that what acts in any particular society are deviant. Crime, and see, every criminal act is a deviant act, but not every deviant act is crime. You understand the deviance? Deviance is, for instance, if there is a code of conduct in home that you have to get up early at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock and you are not waking up, then the parents will say, बिगड़ा हुआ है ना, या बिगड़ी हुई है, या कोई बात नहीं सुनती है. Deviance. Deviance is that in a society, family is also a part of society only. So any society, if you are not following the code of conduct, you will be considered as deviant. Okay, and deviance is might be punishable by the law of the land, might not be punishable. Are you getting my point? For instance, if I compare the law regarding let us say recreational drugs, let us say, okay, constitution as in legalization of recreational drugs, you will find certain countries wherein the certain amount of recreational drugs are not criminalized, which is so criminalized in many societies. So even let us say prostitution, legalization of prostitution, there may be many social issues. Right now, we are the academia is very much into discussion again after Aruna Shawbog. Now the discussion after the passive euthanasia given to whom? Yes, to Harish Rana. Okay, so again we are into discussion. Why is it so? Because see, please understand, long before we were into an era wherein committing suicide, as in attempt to commit suicide, was criminal. Number one, if you attempt to commit suicide, that was criminal. And then by consent, if you, those who are in first year might not able to relate to it, but nonetheless I'll try to make it more simpler. How many of you are from first year? Okay. So when you will come to second year, you will understand BNS and you will study a very interesting topic that deem that I term as most complicated and most technical yet most beautiful topic, that is murder and culpable homicide. In murder, there are certain exceptions. 5 exceptions are there, and in one of the very important exception is consent. Okay, consent. It's suppose if I am 18 years, so see, please understand, where do you find definition of consent? In BNS. Those who are in second year or third year can answer this. Section 2, yes. Then, what is the, does it define consent? No, it's not section 2, BNS. Section 90 IPC was there, 90 IPC. Okay, so thank you. So, consent, does it define what is consent? No, it defines what is not a consent. Okay, if you just go through the definition of consent, you will find that it does not define what is consent. It defines what is not a consent. So that means a consent which is, those who are in first year must also have studied in law of contract. Okay, mistake, when they were studying mistake or fraud or coercion or whatever, the essentials of contract. Long back in my LLB days I studied that. So now the thing is that when you are studying this, when you are understanding the concept of consent, see, it should be free consent. Okay, free consent as in which should not be out of coercion, out of fear, out of fear of injury or death or out of intoxication or unsoundness of mind. That is basically is not a consent. So anything which is without this is a consent. And second definition you will find in offense of rape, wherein after 2013 amendment the legislature defined the definition of consent. It for sexual offences it defined consent. Rest consent, the next concept you will find is in murder. In murder it is one of the exception, as in suppose if I am 18 years and above. How many of you have seen Guzarish? Have you seen? Okay, Guzarish is also on this only, euthanasia. Are you getting Hrithik Roshan being severely impaired and all that. So again what I am trying to say here is that when you are talking about consent in murder, then what is the consent? The concept of consent, that if I am above 18-year-old, I am in fit state of mind and I don't want to live, okay, due to many reasons, and I ask you that you kill me. Okay, that means you are killing me with my own consent. In that case, it is not murder, but it is culpable homicide not amounting to murder. It is punishable. Please understand, you won't be acquitted by the simple fact that because I have consented and I asked you to kill me, therefore you killed me, so you should be acquitted of that, or you should not be punished for that. No, you would be punished for that. So now the debate was, now where is the intersection of this entire aspect was, that whether right to life includes right to die also. Okay, when you are understanding, see, please understand one thing, even attempt to commit suicide at one point of time was criminal. It was criminal that if I attempt suicide and if I am alive, I will be punished for that. So how today's time, when it is now in today's substantive law, when it is decriminalized completely in light of which act? Mental Health Act. Because again, please understand, if I am committing suicide, then that means I should be counseled. I should not be punished for it. So it took long debates, long, because see, please understand, that is what I am trying to say. Where did this entire concept came from? Because from our ethical aspect, our religious aspect, that if you end up your life unnaturally, then you would be in a Pret yoni or in some yoni, or there would be a chance of, but it is a sin. It is a sin to end your life unnaturally. So it is not considered as a suicide. Please understand, suicide is not considered as a good act by in religious scripts or any of the understanding of the society. Rather, it is understand as sin, that the life that you are being gifted, you are ending unnaturally. So unnatural death, killing yourself was. But then legislature at a point of time decided that okay, let us make it criminal. It couldn't have made it criminal. But then the debate, the constitutional rights, because the debates started that why is it so necessary that if I am attempting suicide then I should be punished also. So here writes why what are the intersections that right. I am born, I am a human being, I'm an able-bodied woman. Suppose if I want to do anything, can I do anything with my body? Whatever I want to do. See, all the debates as far as the rights are concerned, and if I am not, if the sovereign on one side is deciding that okay, you cannot exercise this right, either not at all you can exercise, there is an absolute restraint over it, number one, or number two, there are restrictions on exercise of right in a particular manner. That means the sovereign is saying that if you are exercising right, then this should be exercised in this way, है ना. एक कुछ काम होते हैं घर में जो बिल्कुल मना होते हैं, और कुछ क्या होते हैं कि पेरेंट्स क्या कहते हैं, नहीं ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे करोगे तो ठीक है. The same is with the state also. Do's and don'ts तो हर किसी के होते हैं. कॉलेज के भी do's and don'ts हैं, आपके बाहर के भी, आपके घर के भी do's and don'ts हैं, ऐसे ही सोसाइटी के भी do's and don'ts हैं. And there is one authority who decides, है ना, at the top that this is what is acceptable. These are the do's, these are the don'ts which are not acceptable. And please understand the definition of do's and don'ts keeps on changing. It keeps on changing as the society evolves. It keeps on changing, and you can argue on so many things. But the most important debate in any civilized society is that how far I can exercise rights regarding my own body. Regarding my, I'm just touching a very small aspect because it's an endless thing to be discussed, and I have to finish this entire thought process in one hour, 1.5 hours more. So please understand one thing, that when I'm saying that as a human being, what rights I can exercise? Can I see debate regarding what is decent, what is indecent? Okay, what if I am dressed up in a particular manner, or maybe I am conducting in a particular manner, then when it will be indecency, as in wherein it will be considered as a deviant act, and when it will be punished. You might have heard so many FIRs being lodged for indecent acts, for the indecent depiction of recently a very famous singer, the FIR is being lodged, Basha. Okay, because see, please understand, freedom of speech and expression. See, the relationship between the constitution and the criminal law. Why is it said that if you want to see the criminal law of any country, because who is deciding what will be crime? The sovereign. It's like a parent. Are you getting my point? A parent who is deciding this is wrong, this is right, this is crime, this is not a crime, this will be punished in this manner, this won't be punished in this manner, this will be punished with minimum sentence, this will be punished with maximum sentence, this will be punished with rigorous or simple, any kind, or we may be punished with fine only. So is it a uniform concept across the societies? No. Even if you see, let us say, if you compare the jail population of Bihar, okay, or maybe Gujarat with that of Delhi, okay, suppose if I compare, what would be one prominent difference that I will be able to find in the jail population of Delhi, or let us say UP, okay, Bihar and Gujarat? Anyone? What crime? Any one crime which the jail population will depict. Liquor. They are dry states. Bihar and Gujarat is dry state. So that means the jail population of Gujarat and Bihar will be having which type of criminals more, which you would not see in UP or Delhi? Those who are smuggling liquor, those who are consuming liquor. Am I correct or not? Within India only you will find the jail population, the profile of jail population different. In Delhi and in Gujarat, in Bihar and in UP. Am I correct? Okay. Okay, that means now saying that the consuming liquor is bad or it is the law. The law that has decided, no? See, please understand, if you, those who are interested in criminal law reading or the phenomena of criminalization, you should read Durkheim. He's a very important, he's a very prominent sociologist and who has worked remarkably on the phenomena of society and the role of law in the society. And he says that what is the reason of crime in any society? What possibility? Yes, laws. The reason of crime, more are the criminal laws, more are the criminals, more are the crimes. If you compare two houses where the don'ts list is very high in one of the house, इतने यहाँ नहीं जाना है, वहाँ नहीं जाना है, ये नहीं करना है, वो नहीं करना है, ऐसे नहीं करना है, वैसे नहीं करना है, ये करना है ना? और एक घर में जहाँ बिल्कुल नहीं है डूज एंड डोंट्स की लिस्ट कम है, तो ज्यादा चांसेस क्या है? ज्यादा डांट किसको पड़ रही होगी? जहाँ डोंट्स की लिस्ट ज्यादा होगी, सिंपल है ना? तो because every society decides that what acts are acceptable in a society and what acts are not acceptable in a society, and please understand it keeps on changing. Either the sovereign changes it over a period of time, or there might be, you'll find even the judgments also coming up. For instance, at a given point of time, it was a taboo or it was a huge, but it took a hell lot of time and hell lot of efforts to get into the very idea that you can talk about homosexuality. Okay, Nas Foundation was a stepping stone. Nas Foundation was the Delhi High Court judgment, the celebrated judgment which said that if there are two consenting adults, and if they are exercising their sexual choices in a particular manner, then that is not criminal under section 377 IPC. Okay? Then came Suresh Kaushal. Now what was the right? See, please understand, if there are two adults consenting for any kind of sexual activity within the private sphere, now who decides? Who decides that yes, this will be criminal? It is the sovereign. See, I'll go into another aspect of it, that what is the relationship between law and morality. But please understand one thing, the very aspect of criminalization is this, that yes, the morality of majority plays a very important role. Now I'll explain it. For instance, if today an election manifesto of a particular political party says that I will ban the alcohol in the state if I come to power. That is what Nitish Kumar did. Okay? And the major population which voted for him was females. He won and he banned. So that means he found the basis of acceptance of that law because he won the election. Are you getting my point? So please understand that there was a referendum, there was an indirect referendum. That is the importance of an election manifesto also, that what kind of party you are choosing. So please understand one thing, to know the public morality, again please understand it is very important that what is the majority mandate, whom people have selected more, what ideals are being sent further to make the laws. So this is very important. But when we are talking about public morality as such, okay, now you must have also heard when we are talking about criminal law per se. So it becomes sovereign, for sovereign it becomes very easy to actually criminalize those acts which are not accepted by the public at large, and therefore even see, either there are sources of criminal law, as you have studied sources of law. There are sources of criminal law also. We study it separately. Now, what are the sources of criminal law? The one very important aspect of sources of criminal law is that what rights are there in the chapter of rights. And here I am talking about fundamental rights. If you if you see the fundamental rights chapter of any constitution of any country, you will come to know that what kind of form and format is of criminal law. Okay, now because I was talking about Naz Foundation, there what was the thing? That yes, I want to exercise my choice. That was Naz Foundation. Okay, then came Suresh Kaushal. Suresh Kaushal said that nothing doing 377 is unambiguous. We cannot legislate in this manner, and therefore it overturned Naz Foundation. Okay, what is the intersection here? Right to make choices. है ना, राइट टू लाइफ जो आप कहते हैं गोल्डन ट्राइंगल, आर्टिकल 19, आर्टिकल 14 एंड आर्टिकल 21. This is the golden triangle. So now the thing is, then again Suresh Kaushal came, and then the classic case of the landmark case of Puttaswamy. Puttaswamy, which actually, though the debate regarding Puttaswamy, before if I see the background of Puttaswamy, the right to privacy actually started long back from Khadak Singh versus State of UP, wherein the concept that was in question was of domiciliary visits. The police used to have the domiciliary visits. It was not entering the premise, it was just checking the presence of the person in the house. He said that no, I cannot, this is the surveillance per se. He challenged the surveillance, and he challenged that no, this is affecting my right to life. So again, when you see right to life, as in if you see right to life in itself, it's a huge ocean. Because what is right to life? Abhi, Harish Rana. What is life? How Supreme Court has redefined rather, or reiterated right to life. What it took in even Khadak Singh or any of the or any of the celebrated judgments. अगर आपको हरीश राणा का जजमेंट अगर आपने निकाला हो, नहीं निकाला है, प्लीज निकाल लीजिए. एज अ लॉ स्टूडेंट इट्स अगेन आफ्टर, और अरुणा शाहबाग भी निकालिए. ठीक है. सी प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, इट इज डिसेंट लाइफ. अगर आपने न्यूज क्लिपिंग भी देखी होगी या इवन आपने वो भी देखा होगा, तो आपने क्या देखा होगा? dignified, decent, decency. See, in Khadak Singh, I still remember the judgment that was quoted by Honorable Supreme Court of Mun versus People of Illinois, wherein it said that what is life? Life is not merely animal existence. It is the enjoyment of life through all the faculties which I can enjoy, and restriction on any of the faculty amounts to the very fact that I am not enjoying right to life. So the very aspect of right to life, how it actually developed over a period of time, has changed the entire form and format of substantive law as well as procedural law also. See, substantive law, let me give you another example. Substantive law. Now, how constitution is related to substantive criminal law? See, we all know that nothing can come in contradiction with fundamental rights or the Indian Constitution. That is the touching stone, that is the testing parameter that you have to hold. You should be valid in the eyes of Constitution. So the very, if you want to be any, मतलब as in see, ऐसे समझ लीजिए कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन चाहे आप किसी भी एरिया में आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, लेकिन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पे कमांड होना या कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रिंसिपल्स पे कमांड होना इज अगेन दैट इज समथिंग दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड, दैट इज द प्री रिक्विजिट. कि आप कैसे कोई भी लॉ को कैसे करते हैं, जज करते हैं फ्रॉम द वैंटेज पॉइंट ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पर से, there are certain ethos that the Constitution upholds, and those ethos are either, you can find the very starting point of those ethos are in the preamble, number one, which यहाँ पर बहुत सारे उसमें आपको मिलेंगे, लेकिन I will be only concerned about liberty, equality, equity, है ना, ये सारे वर्ड्स आपको वहां मिलेंगे, है ना. जब आप फंडामेंटल राइट्स पर आते हो, पार्ट 3 ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पे आते हो, तब आपको ये पता चलता है कि भाई ये राइट्स हैं, ये फंडामेंटल राइट्स हैं. ओके, आई होप यू नो द सैंक्टिटी ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट्स. व्हाट इज द सैंक्टिटी ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट्स? हाउ फार are they important? Can they be waived? No, they can't be waived. Yes. And can they be taken away by the state? Okay, which can't be taken even in case of emergency? 21. See, please understand one thing. When you just go through the Article 21, the interpretation of Article 21, again, it in itself actually tells you the very shape of of the criminal law, as in substantive and procedural criminal law both. So let us concentrate on this aspect of it. So one aspect, as when you are talking about right to use, right to make choices, which was homosexuality, then few points, let us say. Anything wherein the constitutional you will have the rights, you can define the rights by seeing the Indian Constitution. For instance, I gave you one example of homosexuality. How the course of homosexuality changed right from Naz Foundation till Suresh Kaushal and then came Navtej Singh Johar. But Navtej Singh Johar के लिए चीजें किसने आसान कर दी? We were knowing that Navtej Singh Johar में क्या judgment आने वाला है long before, because Puttaswamy came. Right to privacy. Fundamental right, that yes, right to privacy is a fundamental right. The very celebrated judgment of Puttaswamy, when it said, we were knowing it, that now Navtej Singh Johar will actually be given in this manner. Though not exactly the wording, but हमें पता था, expected कि अभी आने वाला है judgment. ठीक है, क्यों? क्योंकि अब हमने किसको sanctity दे दी? Right to make choices. और उसमें भी जब हमने choices दी, choices को हमने बनाया कि yes, these are to be given the most importance, because see, please understand, the most difficult right, चाहे आपका घर हो, चाहे आपका कॉलेज हो, चाहे आपका नेबरहुड हो, चाहे आपकी सोसाइटी हो, कोई भी सबसे important right, सबसे difficult right किसी से लेना या किसी को देना is right to make choices. Are you getting my point? Choice किसी को करने देना, ठीक है, चाहे आप पर ही एप्लीकेबल है. आपको बहुत मेहनत लगेगी किसी को वो चीज देने के लिए, और किसी को why? Because you would be respecting his or her choices, no? So it takes lot of training, lot of this thing that yes, it is his choice, it is her choice. So it comes with lot of training, that when you start respecting the choices of the person. So it is the most difficult right that anyone can give to anyone, or can anyone, yes, can exercise. So after Puttaswamy, one thing that happened was that right to make choices, and that changed the shape of criminal law to an extent that in BNS you don't find the substitute of section 377. Now it is something that is maybe that is an oversight, maybe, but that is not an oversight. I know that is not an oversight, but still, when it is something that we are expecting कि 377 का substitute जो है वो अभी आएगा आने वाले time में. We would be expecting that yes, it would come, because till 18 years it is not something that is problematic. Till 18 years, if the POCSO is there to take care. So till 18 years the problem is not there as far as the unnatural sex or forceful unnatural sex is concerned. That is not a problem. But what is problem is above 18 years. So above 18 years now there is a problem. Okay, so there is a vacuum now as far as section 377 is concerned, though it is being said on varied platform that you will find alternate sections for punishing the acts which were earlier punished in section 377. Maybe it is against animals or maybe it is against humans. So again, this is one important thing. Then as far as substantive law, other examples that you will find by virtue of constitutional law. For instance, if you have anyone heard about Joseph Schein? Joseph Schein, what did Joseph Schein did? Adultery was decriminalized in Joseph Schein. So what was the problem in adultery? How it was coming in contradiction with the constitutional values. Right to make choices. Anything else? What was so problematic in adultery? Why Joseph Shine came? Which part of the constitution it was violating? Yes. It was not for females. That was the basic this thing, though the problems were many. See, please understand one thing. If you see, now I'm not having a board, otherwise I would have explained it. If you just see the 4 examples as far as married men, unmarried men, suppose if I say here married men, unmarried men, married women, unmarried women. Okay. Now, married men having a relationship with a married women, let us say. Married men having a relationship with unmarried women. ठीक है, मतलब ऐसे अगर आप क्रॉस बनाएंगे तो 4 पॉसिबिलिटी आपके सामने आएंगी. मैरिड मैन, अनमैरिड वुमेन एंड अनमैरिड मैरिड वुमेन, ऐसे करके 4 आपकी पॉसिबिलिटी आएंगी. तो अगर अनमैरिड मैन है और अनमैरिड फीमेल है तो फिर बात ही खत्म हो गई, उसका तो कोई लेना देना ही नहीं. लेकिन अगर लेटर से अनमैरिड फीमेल है और कौन है मैरिड मैन, तो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. ठीक है, तो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. व्हाई? बिकॉज द ऑफेंस ऑफ एडल्ट्री वाज, who was the victim in offense of adultery? The husband of the female, the married female. He was the victim. So criminal law decides that who is the victim, against whom we will consider that the harm is caused. So in the law regarding adultery, the law was considering whom as a victim? The husband. And it was not considering husband as a victim in those circumstances where the husband has consented. Are you getting my point? Why Britishers make this kind of provision? Because you must have seen the examples in our religious text only. That is when the birth of Pandavas, and even Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra and Pandu and Vidur. So they took the very basis from there. See, please understand, sources of criminal law जब हम पढ़ते हैं तो हम सोसाइटल नॉर्म्स, हम रिलीजियस टेक्स्ट, हम जजमेंट्स को, ठीक है, एंड बहुत सारी चीजों को हम कंसिडर करते हैं while even economy, because please understand the very act of criminalization cannot be understood in vacuum. It has to be understood in the backdrop of that what is the economical structure of a particular society at that any point of time. So again, when we are talking about adultery, the court said that nothing doing. Why? It was violative the right of Article 14. ठीक है, equality. Now what is equality? Equality before law and equal protection of laws, है ना. घिसा पिटा मतलब एक वो है. हालांकि again equality जो है again is something that is again a very detailed topic in itself. But when we are talking about substantive law per se, we have seen time and again where the constitutional intersections have changed the form and format of this. Marital rape, again being debated. Okay. Age of consent, again being debated. That there should be, again and again courts are saying that there should be Romeo Juliet laws. है ना, बार-बार आ रहा है ना. Because again, you have heard about it. Anyone who has heard about Romeo Juliet laws? See, please understand, there is a very interesting concept in criminal law that is known as age of consent. That means at what age the law acknowledges the fact that you can give the consent. Again, it's a matter of giving the choices. मैंने पहले भी बोला कि चॉइस करने का राइट सबसे डिफिकल्ट राइट होता है जो देना होता है, चाहे सॉवरेन को, चाहे पेरेंट्स को, चाहे किसी को भी, है ना. जैसे कितने सारे लोग यहाँ पर हैं जो जिनको नींद भी आ रही है, ठीक है, जो बेचारे मतलब इधर उधर बातें भी कर रहे हैं, गप भी मार रहे हैं, लेकिन कोई चॉइस नहीं है, उठ के चले जाएं तो बैठना पड़ रहा है. इट इज सो डिफिकल्ट, है ना. तो चॉइस देना, अगर आपको चॉइस दी जाए तो कितने बच्चे होंगे यहाँ पे, है ना. डोंट वरी, हमारे यहाँ हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में भी यही सब है. हमें भी बच्चों को ना आउट ऑफ चॉइस नहीं, आउट ऑफ कंपल्शन बिठाना पड़ता. ठीक है, इसीलिए मैं ना यहाँ पे कोई स्लाइड्स या कुछ इस तरीके से नहीं, मैं आपसे बस बात ही मुझे पर see please understand one thing when you are talking about because too many of you are sleeping actually, तो इसलिए मुझे बोलना पड़ गया एकदम से, थोड़ा एक आध को तो मैं बर्दाश्त कर रही हूँ, ठीक है. So anyways, so what I'm trying to say here is that when you are talking about form and format of criminal law, it is extremely in relationship with the Indian Constitution. How we interpret right to equality, how we interpret Article 19, how we interpret Article 21. ये तीन तो primarily हैं, apart from religion, apart from the freedoms pertaining to the rights pertaining to religion, untouchability, ठीक है. आपने और भी जो भी मतलब राइट्स हैं एज फार एज वो जो भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में आपने करे हुए पार्ट 3 ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन उस पर डिपेंड करते हैं. हालांकि एजुकेशनल राइट्स से क्रिमिनलिटी डेवलप नहीं होती है, बट कुछ पर्टिकुलर राइट्स हैं जहां से आपकी क्रिमिनलिटी क्या हो जाती है, आपकी कंट्रोल होती है. और हम ये देखते हैं कि क्या ये केस ऑफ ओवर क्रिमिनलाइजेशन है या ये बैलेंस क्रिमिनलाइजेशन. फॉर इंस्टेंस, इफ यू सी द क्रिमिनलाइजेशन ऑफ ट्रिपल तलाक, नाउ देयर द क्रिमिनल लॉ एंटर्ड द private sphere, though it is not considered as a very welcome step. Even if you see IPC, you will see that no, criminal law, suppose if there is an offense committed, अगर आपको याद होगा, I know, चलिए कोई नहीं, वो CRP से पढ़ा नहीं, but please understand, offenses relating to marriage, ठीक है, if you just see this chapter, offenses relating to marriage, it was made as non-cognizable, जबकि सारे ऑफेंसेस आपके 3 साल से ज्यादा पनिशेबल हैं, 7 साल 10 साल ये पनिशेबल हैं. जबकि जो बेसिक आइडिया है ऑफ कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस एंड नॉन कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस, ये क्या है, प्राइमरीली हम क्या देखते हैं कि जो 3 साल से कम पनिशेबल है उनको जनरली लेजिस्लेचर क्या बना देती है, नॉन कॉग्निजेबल, और जो 3 साल से ज्यादा पनिशेबल है जनरली, मैं वर्ड यूज कर रही हूँ जनरली उसको लेजिस्लेचर क्या बना देती है, कॉग्निजेबल. कॉग्निजेबल से फर्क क्या आता है कि पुलिस बिना वारंट के अरेस्ट कर सकती है, नंबर 1, एंड नंबर 2 आपकी मैजिस्ट्रेट कॉग्निजेंस ले सकता है, ठीक है, मतलब पुलिस अरेस्ट कर सकती है बिना वारंट के, और पुलिस जो है उसको मैजिस्ट्रेट की परमिशन की जरूरत नहीं है टू स्टार्ट द इन्वेस्टिगेशन. ये दो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है जो किसी ऑफेंस को कॉग्निजेबल बनाते हैं, कॉग्निजेबल की जो इंपॉर्टेंस है ना. लेकिन जब आप देखेंगे दोज हु आर इन फर्स्ट ईयर एंड सेकंड ईयर, जो थर्ड ईयर है उन्होंने देखा होगा, आप जब शेड्यूल देखेंगे बीएनएसएस का या पुराने सीआरपीसी का, जो कि अभी तुरंत रेप्लिकेट हुआ है बीएनएसएस में, अगर आप सीआरपीसी उठा के या बीएनएसएस उठा के देखेंगे, उसमें शेड्यूल देखेंगे, तो एक तरफ सारे आईपीसी के पनिशमेंट वाले सेक्शन है, ठीक है, फिर आपकी कैटेगराइजेशन है कि वो ऑफेंस क्या है, बेलेबल है, नॉन बेलेबल है, कॉग्निजेबल है या नॉन कॉग्निजेबल है. बिलीव मी, पूरी बीएनएसएस में, ना तो पहले पूरी सीआरपीसी में और ना ही बीएनएसएस में, कहीं पर भी ये लिखा हुआ है कि what are the parameters, how legislature decides that which offense is to be made cognizable and which offense to be made as non cognizable. हम एक एनालॉजी ड्रॉ करते हैं फ्रॉम पार्ट 2 ऑफ द शेड्यूल 1. पार्ट 2 ऑफ द शेड्यूल 1 क्या है, जो कि बताता है कि स्पेशल एक्ट्स में अगर कोई ऑफेंस ये डिफाइन नहीं करता है, स्पेशल एक्ट में जैसे आईटी एक्ट डिफाइन करता है, अगर आप आईटी एक्ट देखोगे तो डिफाइन करता है कि जो 3 या 3 साल से ऊपर वाले ऑफेंस है वो सारे क्या हैं, कॉग्निजेबल हैं, और जो बिलो 3 इयर्स है वो नॉन कॉग्निजेबल है. बट देयर आर सो मेनी स्पेशल एक्ट जो कि ये डिफाइन नहीं करते हैं, तो उनमें हम क्या समझेंगे, पार्ट 2 ऑफ द बीएनएसएस क्या हमें क्या बताता है कि जो 3 साल से कम है वो क्या कहेंगे, वो उन्हें हम क्या ट्रीट करेंगे, नॉन कॉग्निजेबल. जो 3 साल या 3 साल से ज्यादा पनिशेबल है उनको हम क्या ट्रीट करेंगे, कॉग्निजेबल, ठीक है. लेकिन थर्ड ईयर स्टूडेंट्स एंड इवन सेकेंड ईयर स्टूडेंट्स कैन रिलेट टू दिस वेरी फैक्ट कि जब आप देखेंगे कि देयर आर सो मेनी ऑफेंसेस इन बीएनएस, सो मेनी ऑफेंसेस इन बीएनएसएस जो कि पनिशेबल है विद फाइन, विद 3 months, with 1 month, with 2 months, लेकिन फिर भी वो कॉग्निजेबल है, जबकि वो बहुत माइनरली पनिशेबल है, लेकिन फिर भी लेजिस्लेचर ने उन्हें क्या बनाया है, कॉग्निजेबल. जबकि आइडिया क्या है कि जो ऑफेंस कितने पनिशेबल हैं, 3 साल से ज्यादा पनिशेबल है, उनको लेजिस्लेचर क्या बनाएगा, कॉग्निजेबल. क्यों? क्योंकि उसमें पुलिस को ज्यादा पावर मिलती है ना. तो हमने क्या किया, हमने एक आइडेंटिफाई किया, लेकिन फिर भी लेजिस्लेचर ने. और जबकि ऑफेंसेस अगेंस्ट मैरिज अगर हम देखेंगे, बाइगेमी, एडल्ट्री तो अब नहीं है, बाइगेमी और बाय डिसीटफुल सेक्सुअल इंटिमेसी ऑन द गाइस ऑफ मैरिज, कि कई सारे ऑफेंसेस अगेंस्ट मैरिज है जहां पर, तो ये सारे के सारे 3 साल से ज्यादा पनिशेबल है, लेकिन फिर भी लेजिस्लेचर ने क्या बनाया, नॉन कॉग्निजेबल। तो यानी ये कहना कि हर ऑफेंस जो 3 साल से ज्यादा है वो लेजिस्लेचर कॉग्निजेबल बना देता है, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है। लेजिस्लेचर ये देखता है, वो लॉटरी नहीं निकालता, वो ये देखता है कि कौन से स्पेसेस जो हैं वो प्राइवेट स्पेसेस हैं। It gives a due acknowledgement to the very fact कि जो प्राइवेट स्पेसेस हैं उसमें हम पुलिस की इंटरवेंशन बिना जुडिशरी की परमिशन के नहीं अलाउ करेंगे। इस यही कारण है कि अगर ऑफेंस अगेंस्ट मैरिज है तो वो नॉन कॉग्निजेबल है, तो यानी पुलिस को अगर इन्वेस्टिगेशन स्टार्ट करनी है तो किसकी परमिशन लेनी पड़ेगी, मैजिस्ट्रेट की। अगर उसे अरेस्ट करना है तो किसकी परमिशन लेनी पड़ेगी, मैजिस्ट्रेट की। क्यों? क्योंकि लेजिस्लेचर ने क्या कहा कि नहीं जी प्राइवेट स्पेस में, क्योंकि प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, देयर इज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग कंसेप्ट ऑफ ओवर क्रिमिनलाइजेशन। अगर आप किसी भी ऑफेंस को या सारे ऑफेंसेस को कॉग्निजेबल बना देंगे, सारे ऑफेंसेस को आप नॉन वेलेबल बना देंगे, तो अगेन दैट माइट लीड टू over criminalization, therein the person, the people will not be able to exercise their rights, or they won't be able to lead the life freely what they otherwise will do. So पुलिस का पावर्स भी बैलेंस करने के लिए आपका क्या इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट होता है, फंडामेंटल राइट्स प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, एज इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, वेयरइन अगेन ये तो पार्ट मतलब ये अभी तो क्योंकि मैं सब्सटेंटिव लॉ की बात कर रही थी, तो अगेन एडल्ट्री हो गया, ठीक है, मैरिटल रेप, अगेन एज ऑफ कंसेंट पे हम बात कर रहे थे। लेजिस्लेचर ने डिसाइड किया कि भैया पहले क्या थी, 2013 से पहले 2013 बिफोर द इनफेमस केस ऑफ निर्भया, 2013 से पहले द एज ऑफ कंसेंट वाज 16 years. That means if the girl is above 16 years of age and if she says that yes I have consented to the sexual intimacy, then that was not criminal. ठीक है, because now age of consent, दो चीजें यहां मैं बात करूंगी, एक होता है एज ऑफ कंसेंट और एक होता है एज ऑफ मैरिज। ठीक है, ये दोनों अलग अलग चीजें हैं। ठीक, अब कैसे ये दोनों कनेक्टेड है, अगेन राइट टू चॉइस ही है इसमें, बिकॉज अगेन एक्सरसाइजिंग एडोलेसेंट सेक्सुअलिटी अपने आप में एक सेपरेट सेट ऑफ वो है, लेकिन अगेन इट इज समथिंग दैट इज रिलेटेड टू क्रिमिनल लॉ एंड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल लॉ बोथ। ठीक है, देयर आर सोसाइटीज जहां एज ऑफ मैरिज क्या है, कम है, और एज ऑफ कंसेंट ज्यादा है। जैसे एज ऑफ मैरिज कितनी है, 12 साल, 10 साल, और एज ऑफ कंसेंट है 14 साल, 16 साल। तो ऐसी सोसाइटी क्या होंगी, प्रोग्रेसिव होंगी, रिग्रेसिव होंगी, रिग्रेसिव। ठीक है, फिर ऐसी सोसाइटीज हैं जहां पर, या ऐसे लीगल सिस्टम्स हैं जहां पे एज ऑफ कंसेंट क्या है, कम है, और एज ऑफ मैरिज ज्यादा है। जैसे हम भी थे 2013 से पहले, 2013 से पहले हमारी एज ऑफ कंसेंट क्या थी, 16 साल, और एज ऑफ मैरिज क्या थी, 18 फॉर गर्ल्स। ठीक है, तो ऐसी सोसाइटी कंपैरेटिवली मोर ओपन होती, मोर लिबरल होती। ठीक है, और तीसरी टाइप ऑफ सोसाइटीज कौन सी होती हैं, जहां एज ऑफ कंसेंट और एज ऑफ मैरिज सेम हो। सो अगेन इंक्रीजिंग द एज ऑफ कंसेंट टू फ्रॉम 16 to 18 वाज अ रिग्रेसिव स्टेप, वाज अ स्टेप टेकन बैकवर्ड्स। ठीक है, वाज अ स्टेप टेकन बैकवर्ड्स। एनीवेज, सो अब अगेन नाउ जो मैं ये बात कर रही थी कि ये जो सेक्सुअल चॉइसेस का है, जैसे एडोलेसेंट सेक्सुअलिटी है ना, आपने कितने सारे केसेस आप न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ते होंगे जहां पर कि अगेन अलग अलग एडिटोरियल्स, अलग अलग रिपोर्ट्स जहां पर की आती हैं कि भाई, और या कोर्ट भी बार बार कहता है कि गिव बेल इन दोस केसेस वेयर द गर्ल इज 16 ईयर और 17 ईयर एंड द बॉय इज ऑल्सो ऑफ द सिमिलर एज, एंड प्लीज गिव बेल बिकॉज पॉक्सो वाज नॉट नेवर इंटेंडेड टू क्रिमिनलाइज द कंसेंशुअल रिलेशनशिप्स, वाज नेवर दिस थिंग। बार बार आप ये न्यूज़पेपर्स में सुनते होगे, बार बार ये देखते हो, है ना, क्यों? और बार बार अभी रिसेंटली भी पीछे दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट की ऑब्जर्वेशन थी दैट प्लीज ब्रिंग रोमियो जूलियट लॉज। अगर आप 2023 की लॉ कमीशन रिपोर्ट देखेंगे, सितंबर की है, अगर आप गूगल करेंगे आपको मिल जाएगा। ठीक है, लॉ कमीशन सजेस्टेड द इनकॉर्पोरेशन ऑफ रोमियो जूलियट लॉज। ठीक है, व्हाट आर रोमियो जूलियट लॉज, कि भैया अगर लड़के लड़की की एज में अगर इतना कम डिफरेंस है, जैसे अगेन अगर आप जो सिस्टम्स देखेंगे डिफरेंट कंट्रीज में, किसी में 2 साल है, किसी में 3 साल है, किसी में 4 साल है, किसी में 5 साल है। ठीक है, कि अगर एज डिफरेंस लड़की में और लड़के में इस कैटेगरी के बीच में है तो वो फिर क्रिमिनल एक्शन नहीं होगा। until unless the otherwise is proved, until unless the girl says that yes it was without my consent, तो एक अलग बात. लेकिन अगर आपका वो विद इन दैट एज ब्रैकेट एज डिफरेंस है, क्योंकि बाहर में एक और कंसेप्ट है दैट इज वेरी मच, क्यों रोमियो जूलियट लॉज लाने की वहां जरूरत पड़ी और क्यों एक पर्टिकुलर उसके रखने की जरूरत पड़ी, बिकॉज अगेन देयर इज अ कंसेप्ट ऑफ शुगर डैडी, है ना. So again that is something, because the very aspect of consent is very technical. It's a very dynamic concept. It keeps on evolving, है ना. So again when you are talking about age of consent, again then the constitution comes in picture. If you are talking about marital rape, है ना, again there is a debate, independent thought versus Union of India. You must have heard about it. Who has heard about it? Independent thought versus Union of India. It was a landmark case wherein, again please understand one thing, the earlier prior BNS when IPC was there, the exception clause was saying that if the married female is above 15 years of age, that will not be considered as rape. Okay, POCSO came in 2012. Now there was a jhagda in both. Okay, if the married girl is below 18 years of age, will POCSO apply or not? Because POCSO does not differentiate between married and unmarried female. POCSO says that yes, POCSO deals with child, male child or female child. It does not distinguish between, there is no exception in POCSO which is dealing with married or unmarried female. Now there was a problem. The Supreme Court was saying that my goodness, now what to be done? There is a controversy. Now in BNS it is okay. In BNS now they have raised the exception age of marital also to 18. If you just see, because that is because of independent thought, the judgment of independent thought only of Union of India, wherein the court said that if we will say that because again that is the rights, the safety, the very aspect of female in the private spaces wherein they were married and then they were pregnant. So will it be considered, will the POCSO apply or not? Because please understand, even if the data of NFHS, have you heard about NFHS? National Family Health Survey. Okay. So if you see the data of NFHS, it's an official data. You will come to know that we are there are varied sections. If you just intersect that data, you will come to know that use of contraceptives, use of the age of conceiving, the first baby, the marriage, ये सब अभी social realities हैं below 18 years of age. Please understand that. So if we are criminalizing the act below 18 years, I categorically remember one very one case wherein I was in Bhavnagar jail for my research, and there was one person who was who was there inside POCSO. So I interviewed 8 districts of Gujarat and in jail. So it was a case of Bhavnagar. And that person was behind the bars for approximately around 11 months. His bail application was pending in High Court. And what was the matter? That the marriage was fixed by the family. Okay, the boy and the girl, the marriage was fixed by the family. The female was 17 years of age. Okay, and this boy was 19 or so. He was a businessman, and the marriage was fixed. Now there is a very strange tradition that I came to know there only, that in their customary practices, what was then that before marriage the girl has to stay with the boy's family for 1 month before marriage. Okay, so she was staying there. Now what happened? ठीक है, they might have got intimate and all that. So now हुआ क्या कि just before marriage इस बच्चे की तबीयत खराब हुई. अब तबीयत खराब हुई, लोगों ने सोचा फूड पॉइजनिंग है, ये है, वो है, ठीक है, अपेंडिक्स का दर्द है. जब ये अस्पताल लेके गए, सरकारी अस्पताल में, और पता चला वहाँ पे अल्ट्रासाउंड हुआ कि लड़की प्रेग्नेंट. नाउ मैंडेटरी रिपोर्टिंग है, पब्लिक सर्वेंट की मैंडेटरी रिपोर्टिंग है, गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल था, उन्हें आइडिया ही नहीं था, है ना. तो अब उन्होंने रिपोर्टिंग कर दी, लड़का अरेस्ट हो गया. ठीक है, लड़का अरेस्ट हो गया, सेशन कोर्ट ने बेल रिजेक्ट कर दी, जस्ट बिकॉज दैट द पॉक्सो इज देयर, सेशन कोर्ट ने रिजेक्ट कर दी, हाई कोर्ट में मैटर पेंडिंग है, ठीक है, फॉर 10 months हाई कोर्ट में पेंडिंग है, बच्चा पैदा हो चुका है, लड़की और बच्चा लड़के के ही घर में वेट कर रहे हैं फॉर ग्रांटिंग, फॉर दैट द बेल मे बी ग्रांटेड सो दैट मैरिज कैन हैपन। आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो अगेन सारे लोग हंस रहे थे, वो लड़का भी हंस रहा था, वो जेल वाले भी हंस रहे थे, और मैं सुना तो मतलब आई वॉज फीलिंग सो बैड अबाउट दिस चैप, बट देन अगेन दैट इज व्हाट द सैड रियलिटी इज. If you don't see the social realities, see, criminal law again is a very what to say, it requires a lot of deliberation. So but then one important safe bet is that if you are following the constitutional values, then yes, the criminal law, you can say that it is balancing criminal law and it is something that take care of rights of everyone. Okay, so as far as again marital rape also the problem is there, marital rape के regarding भी वही है, और कौन-कौन से aspects हैं, for instance criminal law में हम कौन-कौन से, अभी sedition का law we have done away with, लेकिन though the substitute of the sedition in itself is quite capable enough, no this thing, but nonetheless yes, it was a colonial, it was having a colonial imprint, so yes, we have done away with that law. Anything else in criminal law that in newspapers you might have heard कि यार यहाँ पे constitutional provisions जो हैं, substantive law के भी मैं बात करूँ, क्योंकि जब आप procedural law की बात आते हैं ना, again please understand when you are talking about article, क्योंकि उसमें सिर्फ कौन सा आपका रोल प्ले करेगा, article 21, जहाँ पे no person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law, है ना? And how procedure established by law is determined, especially in criminal law? What was the starting point? Yes, those who are in second year or third year can answer this. What is the starting point of the interpretation of procedure established by law? The scope. Okay. Anything else? See, procedure established by law, the starting point. आपने क्लैट की भी तैयारी की होगी, तब भी ये पढ़ा होगा, ठीक है? आप शायद भूल गए हैं, आपने A.K. गोपालन पढ़ा होगा. What was the point of discussion in A.K. गोपालन? That whether procedure established by law can be interpreted, criminal law पिक्चर में था वहाँ, whether procedure established by law can be interpreted as due process of law. What is the difference between procedure established by law and due process of law? The criminal justice model that we are following is due process model. See, please understand, there are primarily two types. हालांकि बहुत सारे मॉडल होते हैं criminal justice के, लेकिन primarily दो मॉडल्स होते हैं. एक होता है crime control model और एक होता है due process model. What is the difference between these two? Crime control में presumption of guilt होती है. Due process model में presumption of innocence होती है. क्राइम कंट्रोल मॉडल में आप वो केसेस फॉरवर्ड करते हो जिसमें कन्विक्शन है सर्टेनिटी, वहां प्रोसिक्यूटर बहुत पावरफुल होता है, यूएस का सिस्टम, दैट इज क्राइम कंट्रोल. हालांकि उसमें ड्यू प्रोसेस के इंग्रेडिएंट्स हैं, ऐसा नहीं, कोई भी मॉडल कंप्लीटली ड्यू प्रोसेस या कंप्लीटली वो नहीं होता, और जबकि यहाँ पर सारे मैटर्स फॉरवर्ड होते हैं. यहाँ जज डिसाइड करता है ना कि मैटर पे ट्रायल चल सकता है और नहीं चल सकता है, तो वो क्या कर देगा, डिस्चार्ज कर देगा. जैसे अभी रिसेंटली केजरीवाल जी डिस्चार्ज हुए, डिस्चार्ज हुए ना, एक्विट थोड़ी हुए, डिस्चार्ज हुए, ठीक है. सो अगेन प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, प्रोसीजर हमारा ड्यू प्रोसेस मॉडल है, तो A.K. गोपालन में आया कि जी प्रोसीजर एस्टैब्लिश बाय लॉ को ड्यू प्रोसेस ऑफ लॉ पढ़ सकते हैं कि नहीं, क्योंकि अगेन जब आपने फर्स्ट ईयर स्टूडेंट्स ने भी और बाकी स्टूडेंट्स ने भी जब पढ़ा होगा, लीगल मेथड्स का पेपर पढ़ा होगा, आपने पढ़ा होगा कि व्हाट आर द सोर्सेज ऑफ लॉ, जिसमें कि अगेन प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, एंड ऑल्सो आपने पढ़ा होगा कि दैट there is a very interesting concept of separation of powers also, as in when we are talking about the very aspect of making the laws is concerned, कि भैया लॉ बनाने का काम किसका, लेजिस्लेचर का. जुडिशरी सिर्फ क्या करेगी, फिल अप द गैप करेगी, ठीक है. जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस द क्लासिक एग्जांपल इन क्रिमिनल लॉ जहां जुडिशरी ने लेजिस्लेट किया, दैट वाज विशाखा वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ राजस्थान. सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट की डेफिनेशन आपकी आईपीसी में नहीं थी, लेकिन वो विशाखा वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ राजस्थान में कोर्ट ने बना के दी, मतलब रेफर की. So that was followed till the time, and then sexual harassment, POSH, when prevention of women against sexual harassment at workplace, POSH आया. ठीक है, तो the thing is when, but then एक बहुत important रूल होता है, हम ये कहते हैं कि भैया जजेस को क्या करना चाहिए. जब आपने सोर्सेज ऑफ लॉ करा होगा कि जजेस को क्या करना चाहिए, जजेस डिक्लेयर, ये कितनी बड़ी डिबेट है कि whether जजेस मेक द लॉ और जजेस डिक्लेयर द लॉ. आपने पढ़ा होगा, तो जजेस मेक द लॉ एंड डिक्लेयर द लॉ में अगेन एक मीटिंग पॉइंट क्या है कि भैया जजेस शुड डिक्लेयर द लॉ, जहां पे लॉ क्या है, अनएम्बिगुअस. लेकिन जजेस को कहां लॉ बनाना चाहिए, जहां पे देयर इज अ वैक्यूम. आर्टिकल 21 पूरा जूरिस्प्रूडेंस आपका जजमेंट है, पूरा क्या नहीं इंक्लूडेड है विद इन आर्टिकल 21. सो इट इज, जिसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म. Now please understand, in criminal law also Article 21 played a very important right to speedy trial. ठीक है, rights of prisoners. ठीक है, आपका so many, even मिट्ठू वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब जब आप बात कर रहे थे, मिट्ठू वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब क्या था कि जहां लाइफ इंप्रिजनमेंट सेक्शन 303 आईपीसी, जहां पे कोर्ट ने क्या कहा, जहां 303 was providing that if a life imprisonment, a person who is undergoing the imprisonment of life, if commits a murder in jail, shall be punished with death imprisonment. मतलब there is no other choice. अगर कोई लाइफ imprisonment undergo कर रहा है और अगर उसके हाथ से मर्डर जेल में होता है तो उसको मैंडेटरी डेथ सेंटेंस मिलेगी, which was held as unconstitutional in मिट्ठू वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब. क्यों? क्योंकि आप मैंडेटरी डेथ सेंटेंस नहीं दे सकते हैं. दैट इज वायलेटिव ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट्स, दैट इज ओवर क्रिमिनलाइजेशन. सो अगेन प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, जहां सब्सटैंटिव लॉ के पैरामीटर्स आपके बारंबार कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से टच, मतलब वो होते हैं. ठीक है, तो जब आप प्रोसीजर, ऐसे ही प्रोसीजरल लॉ के भी होते, क्योंकि एके गोपालन में क्या हुआ कि भैया ड्यू प्रोसेस लॉ की तरह आप पढ़ सकते हैं कि नहीं, प्रोसीजर एस्टैब्लिश्ड बाय लॉ. क्या या जो इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी है या जो एजेंसी है उसने अगर जो लॉ में प्रोसीजर दिया है वो फॉलो कर लिया, दैट मींस आर्टिकल 21 इज नॉट वायलेटेड और कैन नॉट बी सेड टू हैव वायलेटेड. तो एके गोपालन ने कहा कि नहीं नहीं, ये तो प्रोसीजर एस्टैब्लिश्ड बाय लॉ. ठीक है, ठीक है, इसको हम कैसे करें, देयर इज नो एम्बिग्यूटी. वो गए पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट्स. ठीक है, पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट्स, अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एड, अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट गाइड बुक टू नो दैट व्हाट वाज द इंटेंशन ऑफ द लेजिस्लेचर व्हाइल मेकिंग द लॉ. आज की तारीख में हमें नहीं पता ना तब क्या बातें चल रही थी या क्या सोच के वो लॉ बनाया. तो आप पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट्स, अभी आपने देखा होगा कुछ दिन पहले न्यूज़पेपर्स में या देयर वाज अ वेरी गुड एडिटोरियल कि अब लॉ उतने डिबेट नहीं होते. तो उनसे दिक्कत होती है जुडिशरी को, क्योंकि if there is an ambiguity then you won't be able to find the intention for. आप कैसे पता लगाओगे कि लेजिस्लेचर के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था. तो एके गोपालन ने पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट्स रेफर की. अब पार्लियामेंट्री डिबेट्स रेफर की तो उसमें क्या देखा उन्होंने कि ओरिजिनल ड्राफ्ट में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में क्या लिखा हुआ था, ड्यू प्रोसेस ऑफ लॉ. ठीक है, डिबेट हुई कि भैया नई डेमोक्रेसी है, अभी अभी हमने 200 साल बाद आजादी हमें मिल रही है, अगर हम ड्यू प्रोसेस ऑफ लॉ यहाँ लिखा रहने देंगे तो फिर हम लॉ एंड ऑर्डर मेंटेन कैसे करेंगे, अगर इतने एक्सेसिव राइट्स हम दे देंगे लोगों को. तो उन्होंने क्या किया, ड्यू प्रोसेस ऑफ लॉ ड्रॉप किया एंड प्रोसीजर एस्टैब्लिश्ड बाय लॉ अडॉप्ट किया. तो एके गोपालन ने क्या कहा कि नहीं, लेजिस्लेचर कभी ये नहीं चाहता था कि प्रोसीजर एस्टैब्लिश्ड बाय लॉ शुड बी इंटरप्रेटेड एज ड्यू प्रोसेस ऑफ लॉ. तो कोर्ट ने कहा नथिंग. एंड देन के द मेनका गांधी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया, जिसने क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजरल लॉ, can a procedure, again please understand, right to equality when we read in relation to criminal procedure, आप कौन सा जजमेंट रेफर करते हैं, can a procedure be made even for a single person, can a procedural law be made even for a single person? Yes, Anwar Ali Sarkar versus State of West Bengal, a single person can be treated as a class in himself. You can make a procedural law if there is, why, because the law need not to be equal, the law need to be equitable. There's a difference between equality and equity. If the procedure, that's the reason AFSPA is never being held unconstitutional. though being said draconian again and again. There is a different hierarchy of preventive detention law and punitive detention law. Preventive detention law UAPA चल रहा है ना, एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जो लॉयर्स इवन जो स्पेशलाइज ही कर रहे हैं, इवन मेरी यूनिवर्सिटी मतलब मेरे कॉलेज के बहुत सारे बच्चे जो सिर्फ इसी पे स्पेशलाइज कर रहे हैं, दैट इज PMLA एंड UAPA, एंड डूइंग वेरी गुड. व्हाई? Because again, there are so many, there are no right and wrong answer. There are no, it's not even 50 shades of grey, it is 1000 shades of grey. Okay? So again, when we understand criminal law and constitutional law are wed together. You cannot understand, you cannot appreciate any procedure, एनीथिंग. आप कोई भी क्रिमिनल लॉ का लैंडमार्क जजमेंट उठा के देख लो, कोई भी उठा के देख लो, शायद ही ऐसा होगा कि वहां पे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल लॉ रेफर 99.99999%. Why? Because criminal law is the law that impacts the right to its maximum. चाहे तो सब्सटैंटिव लॉ, चाहे तो प्रोसीजरल, है ना. कोई भी कॉलेज में प्यूनिटिव लॉ बनता है, यहाँ किया तो ये फाइन, यहाँ किया तो ये फाइन, सबसे ज्यादा हाई होती है ना उसी के अगेंस्ट, बाकी के अगेंस्ट नहीं होती. तो क्रिमिनल लॉ सबसे ज्यादा इंपैक्ट करता है. वो लॉ जो सैंक्शन देता है वो सबसे ज्यादा इंपैक्ट करता है. उसी में सबसे ज्यादा क्या करते हैं, राइट्स याद आते हैं उस वक्त. तो क्रिमिनल लॉ अगर आपको समझना है तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लॉ की लाइट में ही समझना पड़ेगा, दैट व्हाई सर्टेन एक्ट्स आर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एंड व्हाई नॉट unconstitutional. ठीक है. I think if any question